rates, urban heat, and that's presenting some big challenges for Melbourne Water. And of course, it raises tensions in managing risk across stakeholders and infrastructure. How's Melbourne Water looking at it?
Thank you, Adam. It's a really important topic close to all of our hearts in relation to how extreme the Australian environment is. And it affects more than just break dancing that Adam and I did think we were going to do a little bit for you today, but perhaps at the end. But the key thing, I really loved the point that Paul made about options having value. And so often the tension that we see is recognising that if we're investing in resilience, we are investing and developing options that you may not implement in the timeframes you think you would be implementing them, or they may be sitting there ready for a future point, but perhaps not as optimised as we might have been if we had a perfect understanding of the future. So I think that point Paul made is a really important way forward in unravelling the tension between, optimising and building options and being prepared to invest. Now, it's easy to have that conversation after an extreme event, because that question of how far you take your investment, how many options you develop and how much you do this, it's easy to have that conversation after you've had a series of events. Our big challenge is planning ahead for what hasn't happened, and in my mind, the most important people to bring along to help us make that judgment are actually our customers and our community, because effectively they're the people who we are asking, are you prepared to work with us to invest in this broader suite of options, which may have some levels of redundancy in order for us to be more secure against a more uncertain future. And so, in the Melbourne context, in the last couple of years, together with the retail water corporations, we've developed our version of the adaptive plan for water security, which is a portfolio of options. And we're currently in the pricing process for the next 5 years. And one thing that we've done in this pricing process is invest more than what we've ever invested in community engagement and delivery of panel work to help us make that judgment. Because I think that's the key thing that I continue to learn in this role, is we're not making that judgment alone or in isolation. We're doing that on behalf of a broader group of people who are paying that bill. So I might hand that over to you.
Right. Keep the microphone. Let's think a little bit broader than infrastructure.